All right, everyone. So for our project 2, what we'll be doing is this American Dream page. So this is going to be a single web page, and it's going to be called wealth.html. What I'll do here is, why don't I actually kind of get us on the path to get started with this one? So I'll call this, make something for us here. Say projects. Well, I guess I already kind of did make one for us. I might have already talked about it. So essentially what I did here is I went ahead and I made a wealth page. Let's actually do this from scratch together. So if I make a new txt file, I'll call it wealth. And then again, what we remembered is that I'm going to save this as an actual .html. And now we'll see that I have access to it in the web. So, and what this is going to ask you to do is make two figures where you can generate a line graph in Microsoft Excel. And then this part here, if you can do this a different way, that's fine. If you don't need to do it this way, that's fine. But you just want to get two images of wealth into your code here. Let's see if we can see them. Looks like it says the first one, effect of education on retirement wealth, and then effect of wealth on retirement wealth. Now, you'll see here that there's a third optional section where you can insert a third graph above the other two graphs that shows how the average number of hours per week affects retirement wealth. So you go ahead and put in numbers for that you put together yourself. The main thing that we want to focus on is getting these two numbers down. So what I could show us here, if I go ahead and pull up Excel. Cool. So in your Excel page, if you're not too familiar with Excel, this should be the same on numbers on Mac, I believe. It's kind of a similar thing. See here, what I do is essentially provide two different sections of items. So the first one will be something like, let's actually kind of mimic what we see here. Net worth of retirement. So something like net worth. And then education. Okay. Cool. So we could see here that each of my numbers are kind of going up. Let's say 200, 300, 400, and 500. And then this one down here was talking about our education. So this is 8th grade, less than 8th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade, high school, college, and then associates. So let's go up to this point here. Now, if I'm at this section right here, what I could do is kind of highlight all these guys here. And what I could do is I can go up to my insert. And inside of insert on Excel, there's a section right here called chart. You can actually pick the chart that you want to use. If you recommend a chart, that's fine too. I believe we can use a line chart if I put this together properly. Line chart. Let's see here. Oops, looks like I didn't do that one right. So essentially, based on the way that you type this up here, it should tell you the general idea. So if let me try to ignore highlighting net worth and education. Let me just insert. This guy's not working for me. Okay. 1 second. Let's see. Should be. Let me try to make this one. Hold it here. Oh no. Okay, so in general though, when you insert the charts, then what should go for us? I'm wondering why it's not giving me the proper option.
I think you might have to choose one that is scattered numbers or something. Because if you have a grade, a scale
fixed,
you might not get there.
I see. Okay.
Because you see that your scale right now is 0.1. It's not even showing what you need.
Yeah. Okay, so my scale's a little bit off. Let me do one more thing here. I think I had an image of him before. I'll toss the image I had from our last sample into it. But in general, the way that you type in the numbers, insert the chart there. All I wanted to show is that if you go to insert on Excel, that's how you can put in the numbers there. So let's just say you're able to put in the numbers. I was able to do it in the previous video, okay? Okay, so this is a different example. But again, let's just say you went ahead. And you haven't kind of set up okay with your project. What you're going to do is after you have your chart created, for whatever's sake, let me just use this one as one more example. Random chart created like so. What you could say here is you're going to copy this chart. And why it's talking about MS Paint is what you can do inside of MS Paint is paste the chart that you copied. So I did Control C, but you can right click and hit C as well. Here, cool. And after I go ahead and copy that in there, you could just hit this crop button, and then you could save that image as you'd like. Okay, cool. So now I can just go ahead and save this guy into wherever I have my my HTML file. We say, where is he? Project 2. And then give it a name that you'd like. I'm going to call this second chart, and it's going to be a PNG. And now in general, once you do this regular CSS, so you'll see here that this is all just like, this is like header 1. This seems like to have a margin inside of it. This guy's a header with background color. These ones all, this entire body has a background color. What I want to focus on again though is just this general idea. If I go ahead and open up my VS Code here. Here. Let me just do a body for us here. You can ignore head. Again, the general idea is that I could do something heading 1. This is the first image. And then what we could do underneath that is say something like image. If I want the source of that image, I can go ahead and type out the name of the image that I just added, right? Okay. You'll see here that right now for these images, we're not using the fig with the captions. We're just using a general imager. So that's how I put in my first image, and you can surround it with paragraph text and everything. Okay. So for this one, I would say you just need to use images. You don't need to worry about using figure and fig caption. Just use the 2 images. And then again, if you want multiple ones, more image tags to use, right? I believe the second one was called wealth that I had. Is it called wealth? I think it was. But again, if I had a second image, I'd add like that. And if you want to make them a bit more stylistic for your website, again, what you could do is apply your image these different items here, right? So now I have a dotted border around my image. Okay. Not necessary for the completion of this project. But again, if you feel like you wanted to center it, make it a bit more high res or anything like that, you could do it that way. Okay. So that's the main part of it. You make the graph on Excel or numbers with Mac, export it to get into an image of PNG or JPEG. And again, just make sure that you have them in the same folder as where your code is, and then reference them using image source. And then you can go ahead. I would say build out all the text normally, get the styling down, and then go ahead and see here. Go ahead and get the text working, and that should be your project too. See here. Cool. Awesome. So does anyone have any questions on the project 2? Good. Cool. Okay. Awesome.